Hello world, it's Ed again. I just wanted to make a little short video to go along with my blog for the day. I was listening to the news this morning, and I'm not so sure that's always a good thing because most of the time what's in there is not worth listening to. But it was kind of curious to me. I had heard last week, and then I heard the comments today. The president last week decided that businesses weren't prepared for the rules that state that if they have 50 employees or more, they have to have health insurance coverage for their employees. And that was supposed to take effect in January of 2014. Well, there's been a lot of problems everybody knows, and you've heard about it, I'm sure, about Obamacare and what all's been going on. And one of the big problems is really nobody's prepared for it. The insurance companies aren't ready for it. The businesses aren't ready for it. Nobody really is. And so he decided he was going to help everybody out, and he determined or decided that it was okay for everybody just to wait till January 2015 before they have to comply. Well, this is a problem on many fronts. First one, obviously, is the president can't just decide to not follow the law. I mean, Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, however you want to call it, is federal law. And so the law says this will take place in January 2014, and he doesn't have the option of just ignoring the law because he doesn't like it. And so then there's another problem, okay? So if he doesn't like something and therefore doesn't want to honor the law, that's a violation of the Constitution, right? Because the Constitution says Congress makes laws and the president's job is to make sure the law of the land are enforced. And so if the law is ignored, then that kind of sets up some bad precedents. And let me back up a step. So in other words, in order to not have the law go into effect, somebody basically has to sue and take it to court and get, an appellate court or the Supreme Court or whoever to go in and say the law can't happen. Well, to do that, you have to have standing, which basically means that you're going to be harmed if the law is applied. Unfortunately, the only people who have standing in the law are the businesses that are going to benefit by the law not taking effect. Kind of a catch-22 there. So obviously you're not going to probably find a business that's willing to say, hey, go make me do this. So if that doesn't happen, then the next option obviously is for Congress to go and change the law because they made the law. They're the only ones that can change the law. Short of the Supreme Court obviously, throwing the law out. So, and they had their chance last year and it didn't happen. So the problem there lies is the Republicans control the House and they want to do away with Obamacare completely. And the Democrats control the Senate, and obviously they're the ones that passed the law to start with, so they're not going to want to change. So the chances of the two sides getting together and agreeing on anything are slim to none, especially when it comes to Obamacare, because both of them have their own idea of what should happen there. So now we got a real quagmire, right? Because the president wants to ignore the law. The businesses are happy that he wants to ignore the law, yet at the same time, it's against the law to ignore the law. So here we got a real crazy problem. Now, the real problem I mentioned before is the president's involved. You say, well, what, no harm, no foul. Businesses make out, everybody's happy, so what, right? The problem is if this is allowed to happen, then now a precedent has been set. So what happens down the road, maybe the next president, he doesn't like a law. Let's say Roe versus Wade. He says, well, I don't like Roe v. Wade, so we're just going to abolish abortions completely because, hey, precedence has been set. I can ignore any law I want to. I'm the president, right? So that's the problem we have with what's going on right now. So we got a real problem, and it's going to be a mess to fix and untangle, and it could lead to more and more future problems. Our Constitution's basically just being ignored like it wasn't there. So many things wrong on so many levels. Now, back to my real point is one way to avoid being caught up in all of those problems is to buy your own health insurance, get whatever policy you want, and don't worry about it, right? But the problem again is health insurance is expensive, and it's getting more and more expensive, mainly because of the Affordable Care Act. It's done everything but make health insurance affordable, by the way. So if you know that you've got a problem getting health insurance where your situation is right now, the only best option is obviously to make so much money that you don't care what it costs. I mean, if you're just making an extra $20,000 a month, what do you care if it costs you $1,000 a month for health insurance? Chump change, right? Or if you're making 30 or 40 or whatever the case may be. So I suggest that you check out Empower Network, join us. Let the Prosperity Team, which is an awesome group of individuals, guide you and show you the way to build a secondary income, and if you wish, become financially independent. And if, with enough money, you can buy whatever you want, including the best health care available today. So my thing is, after watching this video, click on the join link or click on one of the links to find out more. Examine what we have, see what the Prosperity Team has to offer, and come join us, and let's just not worry about who does what with Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, because if you don't have to depend on it, you don't really care what it costs, really, right? So that's my thought for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share this with a friend, and if you want to check out the blog, the information and stuff is right there for you to go to. So anyway, I'm going to make this short and sweet. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.